you have to always be talking to your children, and that's the one piece of advice that you will always hear when it comes to hopefully good parenting and preparing your kids. Talk to them about good touching and bad touching. If you avoid the subject, the child will be terrified and will be too scared to come forward. But talking about it, repeatedly making it comfortable for them to talk about the subject matter and what's a good touch and what's a bad touch, who's allowed to touch them, doctors. And we even tell our kids, even when the doctor touches you, we're in the room. And these are the kind of things that you have to talk to them openly about. Talk to them about their teachers and school, other school staff, and how there should never be any touching, how there should never be any secrets between anybody else and mom and dad. By talking about it over and over again, the hope is that they will feel empowered to run off and tell somebody. They won't be scared to tell because they've been given permission by their parents to tell. And that's something that a lot of kids, having done this over and over again, years and years, children are too afraid to discuss this unless they're given permission ahead of time to be open to discuss this. And even then, sometimes it's difficult for children to do so, especially with positions of power like a teacher or coach or anything of that nature. But the more you talk about it, the easier it will become for the children. And obviously, the other big thing is you have to watch your kids. You know when a behavior changes. And when a behavior suddenly changes, there's a reason for that. There's either some bullying going around in school, there might be some sexual abuse or sexual assault. Talk to your kids. Ask them what's going on. Ask them to be open. Be patient with them. Sometimes it'll take them time for them to open up. And what happens with children a lot of times is they'll give you just a small bit of information. They're testing the waters. They want to see how you're going to react to this bit of information. And you have to be very open and understanding and patient to allow them to give you more and more information. It's not uncommon for kids to only tell you very little of something and then test to see how you react and then tell you a little bit more about other things that might have happened. So, as a parent, be very, very aware of any shift in behavior and attitude and just constantly let them know that it's okay to talk. And most importantly, they're not going to be in trouble. They're not going to be in trouble for anything, no matter what adult told them that they might be in trouble. As a parent, you're giving them permission, and that will help the child hopefully come forward and to disclose before the things continue on for years and years, which is what we see over and over again in these kind of sexual abuse situations with kids.